Hi, my name's Andrea Ruth, and I'm today's host for the Summit Raising Your Quantum Vibe. And today I have with me Kimberly Sherry, and I want to welcome you, Kimberly. Welcome.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here. I have a lot in common with you. I work with energy work too, and that's exactly what you're all about. So let me introduce a little bit about what you do. Kimberly, she is an international money energy expert. She's a number one best-selling author. She's an international speaker. She's a healer since 1999, and she's a spiritual mentor. She has traveled the world sharing her three money-keeping secrets of powerful women. After she filed for bankruptcy in 2009, she made it her mission to find the energy secrets of why some thrive financially and others struggle endlessly. In 4 short years, she actually went from living on the side of the road in her motorhome on food stamps to effortlessly enjoying a six-figure income. She helps world-changing women, and yes, ladies, that's you and me, discover a more feminine approach to reach six and seven-figure incomes by mastering the energy of your money. Manifesting more money is less about working hard to get it, and it's more about becoming energetically aligned to your deepest desires. Kimberly has a gift of measuring vibrational frequencies, and she takes her clients to the highest vibrations possible where all your dreams exist. And she has many testimonials to prove this, and I'll ask you a little bit about that later on. So, Kimberly, again, welcome. And, just a little explanation about what is quantum, raising the quantum vibe. Quantum is merely a unit of energy. And today we're going to be talking about multiple units of energy, how to clear it, how to bring forth wealth, how to bring forth abundance. And, Kimberly, if there's anything you want to add to, what I was just mentioning as introduction, feel free. I know you have, like I was going to say, you've helped many, many people. What are some of the stories that you have bringing people to a higher energetic level so that their abundance can flow to them?
There's several I can think of right offhand. One of the first clients that I worked with her for over a period of 3 years. And I met her on the East Coast at a convention. And so we started working together. We had the same coach at the time. And back then she only had 3 coaching clients and she was really struggling. And over time, I helped her manifest. First of all, it was in her first month, she made $6,000. That was a big thing for her. The next month, it was $10,000. Just kept going up and up. And then by the end of that first year, she made $100,000. Last year, she made over $300,000. They bought the house that they were struggling to pay rent for. And so now she's off on her own, has a very thriving, successful business in Switzerland. So this was all done remotely, energetically. So that's one. I have another person who was unemployed for 6 months, and we started working together in just a very brief time. I think it was just a few weeks. She manifested a $70,000 a year job. I have another person who just followed the meditations, and these are the ones that I'll be giving as a gift as part of this presentation. I told him where to focus. It was just 2 places that he needed to focus. And the following day, he called me to let me know that $150,000 of unexpected income had manifested. So I could go on and on about all kinds of things. There's another gal who was an artist and very estranged from her mother. We started working together. She had that struggling artist thing going on. But within just, I think it was probably maybe a couple months, but she received a check from her mother completely out of the blue. I mean, they barely even talked to each other, for $10,000. So I never know how this is going to manifest. Those are some of the bigger manifestations that people have. But sometimes people, before they will even get on a call with me, will tell me that they just found $40 and they've never found any money in their entire life. So there's a broad range of how this can help shift your money manifestations.
Those are incredible. Well, I mean, your story alone, just you figuring out how to do this and then doing
Mm-hmm.
it and going into, you know, the highest amount of income, you know, jumping up, like
Mm-hmm.
it's incredible. So I'm so excited to have you here because this is what we all need, you know,
Right.
is to feel our freedom and bring abundance. It's already due to us. It's just been kept from us. So we need to bring it in.
Absolutely. It's our birthright, and all of the energies around money have just become distorted. And so we are not meant to live in poverty, lack, or struggle. Our natural, innate, uh, our who we are is abundant. We're made of the same stuff that the whole universe is made of. And when you look around at all of nature, it's abundant.
Absolutely. And, you know, where does that come from? God. God is money. God is abundance. God is part of us. So let's dive into this. Let me ask you, can you explain the process that you would take somebody through to minimize the law of polarity? We've been taught what goes up must come down. So, well, you know, let's say, for instance, we get an increase in our money and then sometimes it's followed by lack. How would you?
Yeah, so that is as a result of creating only with our mind. So our mind and our brain is a tool of polarity. It has a right and left hemisphere. And so when we're creating just with our mind and all up in our head and thinking of strategies, so forth, we end up creating this law of polarity where all of these amazing things are coming at us from the front, but then its equal and opposite force is coming from behind and happens to blindside us. We have no idea, we're not expecting it. So the way to, actually a very simple way to avoid that is before we create anything is to drop down into our heart. So our heart has no polarity. And when we create from our heart, we can only create goodness. And so most people, since they are up in their head, just a very simple thing that someone could do is just imagine bringing that attention from up in their head and just slowly pulling that down into your heart. What most people will realize or start to feel or notice if they're conscious and aware is that they'll start to push up against some energy that kind of feels a little spongy right about here, right about at their chin. And that energy is all of the self-judgments that they're holding in their heart. This is why people don't want to be in their heart, because when they go there, it feels uncomfortable. They just feel bad because they're feeling bad about themselves. All the coulda, woulda, shouldas, all the things that they wish they're doing that they're not, all the ways that they think they're not measuring up, where they don't feel enough. That whole enough energy is, or lack energy, a lot of it has to do with the heart. And so when you can drop down into that heart because of having cleared those energies in your heart, then you can avoid that law of polarity, abundance followed by lack. And in the meditations, I call them meditation clearings because it's really way bigger than a meditation. One of those meditations is on the energy of love. And that will really help you to clear that energy in your heart so you can drop down into that heart before you create, whether it's talking with someone, whether it's writing a new book, whatever it is. Whenever you're creating anything, you need to drop down into your heart first.
Yes, that makes sense because I know that the highest vibrational frequencies are love and compassion. So when you're creating from that point, that's perfect. Thank you. Um, I also want to find out from you, what are some of the methods that you teach to raise a person's quantum vibe in order for their mind to become more stabilized around money? And also, while they're you know, this is what's going on right now. We're going through an energy shift in the earth and our whole universe. Everything's ascending to a higher consciousness. So we've got a lot of people that are waking up right now, and they are finding out that they're in a 9 to 5. It doesn't suit their needs. They discover that they have a life purpose. They want to do the life purpose, yet they don't think they can make a living at it. So then it comes the fear about making enough money.
Right.
Can you explain how you would help somebody like that?
Well, first of all, that's a mindset, and it's a lack mindset. And we've all heard, or maybe haven't heard, about the 80-20 rule, that 80% of what we create and manifest is as a result of what's going on in our mind, and only 20% is the actual mechanics of actually doing things that create our manifestation. There is something, though, that will make it a lot easier to access those positive thoughts and positive thinking. So a lot of people use affirmations, but if you don't believe those affirmations, if you're saying, oh, my life is flowing abundantly with money every day and I'm increasing it, but if you say that and you're going, yeah, right, that's not happening, or that's not true, that you're not going to be able to access those higher vibrations that are going to get you there. So what needs to happen first in order to access the vibrations that are more positive is to clear all those energies that are bringing your vibration down, bringing them down into fear. A lot of people are running even small amounts of anger in their energy field, maybe as a way of protecting themselves or as a way to set boundaries. But it's always kind of brewing in the background. And that is one of the things that helps to pull your energy, a whole energy field down. So a lot of people can't even access the thoughts and the thinking that are going to create their reality because they don't believe those affirmations. There's those subconscious beliefs that are in the back seat driving your bus. And so that's what has to be accessed. And when you do these meditations, it's going to start helping you clear those mindsets, those beliefs that are not true and that are creating your world.
You know, that's so true. Everything you're saying is right on target. But I want to take this a step further because, you know, I know everybody has their own set of, I guess, circumstances that they're born into this life with. Some have heavy duty karma, some don't. You know, the light workers, the people that are healing people, we all have karma because that's why we chose to be a light worker, I believe. Or if you want to use a different term other than light worker, we could say a healer, because I consider myself a holistic healer. And, you know, what drives us to, your story drove you to become a healer in the method that you choose. Mine did in the method that I choose. But I want to dive deeper because, you know, some things that hold us back, even if we were going to do an affirmation, you talk about poverty and family agreements, hidden vows that, you know, are causing you lack and struggle. That's like going down deep into the rabbit hole. How do you help somebody like that?
Well, you could, if you were very aware, you could just ask as you access infinite intelligence. We all actually have all the answers to all the questions we could ever ask. Most people are not conscious enough and aware enough to access those answers. But if you were, you could ask, do I have any vows of poverty or family agreements? And then just discover what chakra it is in or what part of your energy field it's in, and you can clear it if you know how to do all of that. What I've discovered in the way that I work with my clients is that those energies automatically get cleared. And there's lots of places that they actually sort of live in our energetic field. One place is right at the top of our crown. This is where we get our permission to have, be, and do with our life as we choose. But if we have our those family agreements that you can't get bigger than the rest of your family, you can't leave us behind, then you're not going to be able to break through that limit. But as I help my clients clear those energies, that's one place that often gets cleared where those things live. Another place is down in the root chakra. When you're talking about any kind of struggle, whether it's financial or any other thing, usually those energies are in your root chakra. So that's the foundation chakra. That sets the tone and energy for everything above it. And there's a really important way, a lot of people know how to get grounded. They'll, put that line of energy that goes from the base of their spine to the center of the planet. But I have three parts to getting ultra grounded. So that's the first part, sending roots down from your feet so you can suck up the energy of abundance and the feminine energy up through your legs, running that down your grounding cord, creating a loop. That's two. But the third part that almost nobody knows about, I'll say I discovered it, is this energy that radiates around your root chakra, 360 degrees. It's like a big circle. And that circle could be just congested a little bit, maybe into the first layer of your aura, or it could be all the way out to the 15th layer of your aura, where the 1% oppressive energy hangs out, that the wealthiest families in the world have tremendous amount of influence over our energy field. So that is where it's actually a recent discovery, only within the last month or so, that I've discovered where the 1% is energetically influencing us. But at any rate, pulling that energy in at the root is going to be really instrumental in helping you really get grounded and releasing any of those kinds of energies.
Yeah. I did see your video on that, and you're talking about the Bilderbergs and how that was affecting you and how you were able to clear that. So that was amazing. So is there anything you want to add about that?
Well, I already mentioned, the energies that are in the heart. A lot of those energies can come from those past family agreements and all the lack that we feel. So that's another place. And then a big place is right in that sixth chakra where all of our beliefs live. This is how we see the world. And we often see the world through other people's beliefs. And if it's not our truth, it's just going to create confusion. So that's another place where you can clear those family agreements.
Well, I am wondering if you see anything on me that you think I might need to clear. We don't have to go into too much detail, but maybe one or two things if you see.
Well, give me something more specific. Because I know before we started this interview, I was able to help you clear something in your root chakra, but that was sort of in relationship to what we were about to do. So if you give me something more specific, like whether it's relating to money or love or health, then I can have a better direction to look.
Well, since we're on the topic of money, that's where I would like to focus. To me, what happens is I have a roller coaster thing going on in my life. Mm-hmm. So I will get to the top of the roller coaster and I will be doing awesome. And then all of a sudden the car on the roller coaster starts diving down. Mm-hmm. Yes. You see that in my energy field.
Well, I can tell you exactly why that happens for you. So you have a really elevated mind, spirit, and body vibration. So that tells me that you've done a lot of work on yourself. Those are right now with the scale that I use, which is an extension of what Dr. David Hawkins created in his book Power versus Force. That scale only goes to 1,000. So I, over a year ago, broke through his scale. And so right now, those three vibrations, mind, spirit, and body, are at 250,000. So that's really good. That's just before you break through to infinite possibilities. However, your wealth vibration, which is basically your container, how much can you have of anything, whether it's money, love, time, whatever, your container is very small. So that is vibrating at 250.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I might have to call you up for a session.
Right, right. And then also your money vibration is the same. Through no fault of your own, these were some of the last energies that I was able to find, which is why I do what I do. I know how hard it was to find that. And as I work with my clients, I help you raise those vibrations. In your case, it will go up at least to 250,000. But I would venture to say that in your case, I would get you to infinity, because you're already at those 250,000 level with those other vibrations. So you're not that far from just clicking over into that infinite vibration. And we're just doing this in present time, so I'll just give you an idea of where and why those energies are lower, so much lower than the others. Mm-hmm. So your wealth vibration, let me just check and see where you're holding energy that's bringing that down. So in your heart, out to the fifth layer, where it's hard for you to speak your truth. And maybe it's hard for you to express yourself from the heart. So that's one place that creates that maybe not enoughness and some of those lack beliefs or etc. And then it causes you to feel bad about yourself. So that's one place where the wealth vibration is affecting you. Let me see if there's any place else. And then down in the root, also out to the fifth layer. So it's interesting that I've been noticing in the last couple of weeks, a lot of my clients and even myself working on this fifth layer of energy that has all to do with our communication, being able to communicate clearly. Mm-hmm. And when there's so many things going on in the planet right now that we don't understand, we don't even know how to put words to a lot of what's going on. We're in a new arena, a new area that, how do we even talk about this stuff? So that's a big place as far as the wealth and the money. Let me see where that is. Also in the heart and the root. So those two vibrations are very much intertwined. And when you clear one, you often clear the other.
That's
but
fabulous.
I have one of the meditations. There's 4 free meditations. One of those meditations is on raising the vibration of money. So I walk you through a process on how to ground your money pile, how to release all the people and their energies and their beliefs that might be in your money pile, including your mom and dad. Even if they've passed on, their beliefs can still be in your money pile. I even found a woman whose pets were in her money pile. She was spending an exorbitant amount of money on vet bills. And so I checked and I thought, oh my goodness, look at that. So there's a way of grounding all these people out and then bringing that energy through your whole energy field so that every chakra is now vibrating at that highest vibration of your money. You want to raise the vibration of your money before you start bringing it through your energy field. So that's what I walk you through in that one meditation on raising your money vibration.
Wow, that is so incredible. I am so excited. I can't wait to do your meditation. And
I know.
I'm going to be calling you, my lady.
Okay, great. I can't wait.
So, we could talk about this all day long because it's a topic that I love, and I love talking about energy. That's why I'm doing this summit. But it's just a 20-minute interview. So I'd like you to just say a few words to wrap up here, just to, if there's anything else you'd like to tell the viewers.
Yes. And that is that all of this stuff is a lot easier than you could ever imagine. But as long as we have that belief that things have to be hard and you have to work hard for your money, that's a belief that's as old as time. And some people think, but yeah, that is true. You have to work hard for money. And I'm here to tell you it's not true. there's a much more effortless way of creating ease and flow in your energy system so that you become more magnetic. There's less chasing and pushing and driving and forcing with money. And there's a way to create more flow and a magnetic energy, because, you know, we're transmitters and receivers 24/7. And what we're transmitting is what we're receiving. So if you don't like what you're receiving, this is what has to change. And so that's what is the biggest challenge for people, and not the hardest thing. It's a challenge, is getting away from that belief that things are hard. So just know that it's a lot easier than you could ever imagine.
Well, that's good news.
Yes.
Thank
But
you
you just have to do
so
it.
much.
You do have to do something. It's not like you're just sitting under your money tree, meditating, waiting for money to fall on your head. You still have to be in action. So I talk about taking your next effortless action. I have a full, busy schedule, but it's not hard. I just keep taking that next effortless action.
Well, thank you so much for sharing everything that you've shared on today's summit.
You're welcome.
And I know this is going to help a lot of people. So you've already helped me.
Great. I've so appreciated that you called me onto your platform and you're sharing me with all your friends, and everybody who's on the summit is going to be sharing. We'll all be sharing each other with each other, and we'll take a quantum leap.
Absolutely. That's the whole purpose of this. So thank you again, Kimberly. And below the link here is going to be your website and the link to the free gift. So
Great.
all right. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.